Hello, everyone. This is Wicked Fox. I was doing trials. I'm not a big fan of this map for trials. Um, it seems like they want to put you where you got to capture the flag in an area where it's too open to be shot from so many angles. And then I find that you might get three teams that are just like average Joes playing against other players, and then they stack the teams. Like when you get close to getting your flawless, they put all the good players on one team and none of the good players on your team. And then you got to reset your card and do it all over, and then you get all the way up there again, and they drop you down by putting players that really shouldn't even be playing trials. They should probably learn how to play PvP first, because they'll give you both players that really don't know what to do, and then everyone on the other team is you know experienced at the PvP side of the game, and I had to use different weapons and try to figure out what was good. I tried this player's lance. It was actually pretty good. I would have to say it's like a dad's gun. It's just like it's very stay in the back. You're not going to want to wander around. So I put a submachine gun on for the case of if I had to get up and close. But then you're going to have to also be careful. Submachine guns are not really the meta right now. So slug shotguns are kind of more of the meta. And if you run into one of those, more than likely they're going to kill you before you kill them because it's a one shot. And if they're good with their headshots, they're going to take you out in one shot compared to you having to use a whole clip to get one person down. And you got to keep that on target as well. You're not just, okay, one shot, boom, dead. You're having to keep that gun steady on target while they're trying to go back and forth and sway. And depending on how good of a player you're playing against, you could have trouble with that. And so what I was trying to do, you'll have to change things up depending on how players are. I mean, if you're in trials and you get somebody who is very agile in the game, very speedy, very using their abilities and finding a way to get to you, then you're going to have to change it up and have backup weapons because that gun's not going to do any good. And, more than likely they experienced that before. They experienced how to get past situations like that. And that type of gun is going to be easy for them. So you'll have to switch and try to find out something that is going to work against their play style, something that's going to work against their weapons that they chose. And so you have to have in the back of your mind a couple of different approaches in case things are not going right for you. So it's not going to work for every situation. You're not going to go into one map and think I can use this gun for the entire 7 series of going flawless. Sometimes it will work. Bungie will just give you a nice average, players, and then there's times where I swear I don't know what they do, but it's like every time I get to that flawless stage, I get stacked with teams that don't know how to play, and it's impossible to win. When you got just one player, and you got the other 2 players dying within 5 seconds, in the game, and you're by yourself, it makes it almost impossible. You better be one of the top end guys. But this gun, I mean, if you notice, I mean, it's putting in work. I'm using the distance right now because it's working. If it didn't work, you better believe I'm going to switch this up. So far it's I'm noticing how their play style is. They're wanting to be in the back too. And I feel as I'll have a better shot. I'm the better shot out of all of them. This guy's, well, he's wasting all his ammo. But see how they're not pushing towards. They're staying in the back. So this works out great for me. And that shield, I'll melt that shield in a second. Mostly everything in this is abilities. I mean, look at the ability right now. I'm getting burned from something that's on the outside. Now, you always want to keep an eye on your radar, so you got some guys sneaking in over here. If you can take this guy out that sneaks in, you've already won the leverage. See, now they're all pushing in. I have my submachine gun to help out. I have teammates that are up here. I'm going to switch my gun here, see, and now we're going to tag them together because we're all within the, area of fighting, and it's either he shoots left or continue shooting at me. And if he keeps shooting at me, he's going to get flinched from the guy on his left. And if he goes and looks at the guy on the left, guess what? He's going to get flinched from me. That's why being all in the same area, but not too close to each other, makes a big difference. So this is just one aspect that I'm kind of showing you. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just out shooting them from a long distance. But you're going to run across those players that are going to be really good, and they're going to know how to get past, Dad's shooting in the very back of the map. Look, see how I got lowered up there? If he doesn't kill that guy and you're back there, you're going to lose. Because it's going to be a leverage thing again. And they're all going to attack you, and your gun's not fast enough. So that's kind of some of the things I just wanted to kind of teach you and get in your mindset. And this is Wicked Fox, and you guys have a good day. All right. Bye. Let's see what I got. Look at that, 11.0.